everyone. Welcome to PCE Final Frontier podcast interview. Today we have Rajinnie with us who recently cleared her PCE written. Let's have her on board. Let's see what she has to talk about her PCE journey, her tips, her strategies that can be helpful to all of us. So welcome, Rajinnie.
Hi, thank you so much for inviting me to the podcast.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for saying yes to doing an interview with us. But what
Anything I could help with the future
first?
students.
I know. First is just congratulations. I know it's
Thank
a
you.
big step. It's a big step for you. Big step for us to like really see you on the other side, right?
Right.
And I know, so let's talk a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind sharing about your journey, like what made you take the PC and everything, like.
Right. So I graduated way back 2019. I'm a foreign trained physiotherapist. I did my bachelor's in the Philippines. I was with De La Salle Medical and Health Sciences Institute. There, I did 5 years of physiotherapy. After that, I did 8 months of studying to get my local licensure in the Philippines. And I did it on the first try, February 2020, right before the pandemic. And after that, I did the US NPTE licensure, and I did it August 2021 with Final Frontier. And I took the PCE exam this August 2024 with PCE Final Frontier as well.
And you cleared all the exams on your first attempt, right?
Oh, with NPTE, I did twice. I almost passed on my first try. My score, you wouldn't believe, it's 596.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's a challenge. Like
Yes, of course.
yeah.
Of
Well,
course.
it's a humbling experience, I would say, because for the
Yes.
first time in my life, I
Wow.
experienced what it feels like, what it felt like to like fail. But
Yeah.
no, that really didn't like made me more strive to do my best, I would say. Well, it's a setback at first because I wasn't really expecting um to get that mark because I almost passed. But I would say it's a learning experience. Well, I did then I tried right after that. I did 2 months of studying immediately. I tried and then I passed. Still with Final Frontier.
Yeah,
As
there
well.
we go. There we go. And what made you take the PCE? Like, you moved to Canada?
No. While on the process of doing NPT, I actually took the NPTE here in Toronto. I was already a permanent resident here, and people are wondering, oh, you're already a resident there. Why did you take the US? Why didn't you take the PCE? Well, at first, we all know doing PCE, I mean, the credentialing, it'll take time. That like made me thought a lot of things. Oh, and also financially, it's a big, it's like a gamble.
Yeah, it's a big decision and everything.
It's a big decision.
Yeah.
I also like knew a lot of my friends who did credentialing for maybe a year or so, but lately, I before I took the PC, I actually went back in the Philippines to practice a bit, and maybe that made me think, okay, why not try PCE? Because that time I was waiting for my visa approval in the US.
Okay.
So, why not try PCE? So I'm like, okay, I'll just take it. I'll just do the credentialing. If nothing happens in 5 months, then I will not take it. But luckily, I don't know what happened. my papers were done in about 3 months,
Okay.
and I didn't take the English test that was required because I used my TOEFL
Okay.
because
Yeah,
I
they need
already
TOEFL. Yeah.
and what's interesting is that my when I registered to do the credentialing, my TOEFL is about to expire in 2 days, but they accepted it. I don't know what
Good.
happened, but they
Yeah.
accepted it.
Well, it was valid for 2 days, so
Yeah. So I was like,
that works.
okay,
Yeah,
okay, it's a sign, so why not take it?
of course, of
And
course.
then, um, well, it happened really smoothly on my part. I was surprised because a lot of my colleagues, they took them a while clearing all those deficiencies.
Uh-huh.
I didn't encounter that kind of problem. I
Okay.
also took the required course from, there's two schools that actually offering that, the University of Toronto and University of Alberta. They have to take before you get your paperwork's accepted here as a physio. So I did one with Alberta. At first it was overwhelming since um, it's a lot of ethics, I would say, and it's a little bit confusing on my part because I got used to the practicing of ethics in the US. It's
Uh-huh.
a different, well, yeah, I would say it's different kind of approach.
Wow. So it's
Um,
it's similar. It's still ethics, but it's a little bit different style. Like,
yes,
okay,
because
that's
here,
good to know. Uh-huh.
being a physiotherapy assistant is not regulated, but in the US, it is regulated. So some of the I would say some of the works of the physio can be done by the PDA in the US. Well, not of
Mm-hmm.
course the assessment part, but
Mm-hmm.
some are like there are some gray areas. So it's
Ah,
kind of hard to adjust on that since I'm like used to and here in Canada I notice it's like what is only you work on your scope, like only like they're very specific with their scope of practice. When the yeah,
interesting. Wow, that's good to
so
know.
yeah, and then I finished that course January of this year, and then when I got my eligibility, I scheduled to take the exam. I was supposed to take the exam July, but apparently I forgot to I missed the deadline, so maybe July is not for me. Then I took the August one because I attended the boot camp.
Oh,
Just
you did?
yeah,
Okay.
yes, the very first
Yeah.
PCE Final Frontier boot camp. It was a lot of fun working
Okay.
with
Well,
Rajinnie.
we'll talk about it. Yeah, well, I have a question about
Yes.
it too. Since you were
Oh
there
my god.
like
Yeah, I
hands-on, like,
wish
yeah.
the boot camp will be like a routine, because it really, changed. Because it's different when it's like on-site learning rather than online. I think that made me more like have an impact with in my studying. So
Oh,
yeah.
wow. So you attended all the days of boot camp, right? All 2 days
Yes.
of boot camp.
Yes.
And did that make a difference, like the way, like you study at home on your own? Yes, you have a timetable, you have a schedule,
Yes.
you know what to study, but
Mhm.
being around with other people, 2 days, having all your mentors there, like it's like in-person learning.
Yeah.
Did
Actually,
you?
it's like a wake
Oh,
up call,
okay.
because
Yeah.
at that time when I attended the boot camp, I was like, I was juggling work and like just studying what I could, just following my
Mm-hmm.
own schedule. But the drive isn't really there. But
Yeah.
when I attended the boot camp, oh my gosh, like everyone is like so prepared and stuff. I need to step up my game
There you
because
go.
there are some people there who's gonna take the exam in like 3 days or like a week or so. So I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
how come I don't know this. I should know this by now. I was like that. So I'm like, okay. And then immediately after boot camp, I deleted my TikTok. I deleted like
Uh,
my
so
yeah, some of
it
the
was a
apps.
wake up call for you,
Yeah,
like,
for me. I don't know
yeah,
for some students, but for me, it was like, oh my gosh, I really need to do this seriously.
there you go. Well, whatever
Yeah.
works, there comes a phase in everyone's life, like when, something hits you and you're like, okay, this is it. I need to do it. I need to get everything together and I need to
Yes.
start focusing on the exam preparation and stuff. And, it's sometimes just you need that. Sometimes just an event like
Yeah.
that, or just a call or a test exam to kind of like, do it. And I feel like you are that person that thrives on those things. Like, you need someone to like
To
something to
boost.
happen.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, I got it now. Like, and
Because
then
it,
you start doing that,
yeah,
like
exactly. Because I
I think
felt
the
like
same
I'm in the
way.
class. Yeah. Because I was like, oh my gosh, how come they know? How come I'm having difficulty answering that? I was like that at
Yeah.
one point, like at some of the questions. Oh my god, I should know this. Like I did this NPTE. How come am I was like that. I was like, okay.
And so after that, so before the boot camp, you tried studying on and off when you got a time between your work and everything. But let's say after the boot camp, what were some of the changes that you made? Like one, you said you deleted your TikTok. Uh,
Yes.
what were some of the other changes that you did?
Yeah.
what worked the best way until
Mm-hmm.
August, June, July, and you took the exam in August then. So
Yeah. The boot camp was on May, and I
yeah, it was
have my
me.
own
Yeah.
schedule, but my schedule is not really, like realistic in
Mm-hmm.
like because every day it's like big chunks of topics. So I was like, oh, I need to get a better schedule. Like for example, doing cardio pulmo for the straight 4 days, covering everything, make sure I know. And I did a lot of mock exams after the boot camp because before the boot camp I didn't really answer much mock exams.
Mm-hmm.
I was really tired from work. I was working two jobs, being
Oh
a
wow.
being a
Yeah.
physiotherapy assistant here in Toronto. You have to do two, I don't know,
Yeah, yeah,
two
yeah.
jobs. I
Yeah.
was working long-term care and outpatient clinic, and then after that I have to study. So it's kind of tiring on my part. So I did that. I did basically reevaluate myself. I have a friend who also reviewed with me.
Mm-hmm.
She made the an exam questions. It's like a diagnostic exam, like a random 150 item exam. So
Mm-hmm.
that will gauge if you know the topics well or not.
Okay.
So I did that. I think I I scored not so bad, but I think I could do better.
Okay.
And
It
then
was a diagnostic exam, right? It was like, and which
yes,
exam was that?
it's like our group review because I have a study group with
Okay.
my friends from the Philippines who are taking the
Okay.
PC as well. I have
Wow.
like a study buddy with me. Um uh I also did I took a time off from work. A
Okay.
month before my exam, I took a leave from work, and that really helped me a lot. I think that really changed me because
Okay.
I didn't have to wake up and like prepare for work, prepare doing notes and stuff. Just focus on my studying.
Okay. So all
And
that
yeah,
stuff, like, so taking that exam, making your own schedule, taking time off before the exam kind of all
yes,
helped you stay on your track. And
yes.
then you took the
Also,
exam.
I did talk to Ruchi a lot of times. To She really monitored my score. Like right before I took the PCE, I think I'm like she asked my scores from the practice exams. She's like making sure if I like what's the what do you call this percentage that I will make it. Let's say it
Mm-hmm.
like that. And whenever like someone like asked on Telegram, I make sure I do my part as well. When I don't know the question, I do my own research. When I have doubts, I message
Okay.
because I don't know. I really like to ask like because it's hard if you're about to take the exam and still you don't like something is still bothering you. You know, like simple questions that
Yeah, even though
can
it's like this.
appear in the
Mm-hmm.
exam. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Simple questions that can give you strong points to pass in your exam. So,
That's good.
yeah.
So asking, communicating with your friends and stuff.
Yes.
That's even if it's like the silliest of doubt, like, hey,
Oh,
what is
yeah.
the action of upper traps? Am I thinking right? Because sometimes you doubt yourself, right?
Yes.
Like, how
Oh
can
my
this
gosh. There's
question
this one
be
point.
so
Is
easy?
this ER or IR? I was like,
Yes, yes, things like that. Like, you're like so sure, but you're like, is this
yeah,
ER or
yeah.
this is ER? Like, yes.
Oh my
So things
gosh.
like that, you like doubt yourself, and then you need a friend, you need a study partner who'll be like, yes,
Yes.
this is ER, you know the action of the muscle, you know it. It just,
Yeah.
yeah, or you even if it's like the silliest question, asking someone just kind of makes you feel better. You're like, okay, I think yes, this is the right answer. So good. So I'm really glad, like, you tried all these methods and everything was like working out for you.
Yeah.
Now, on the day of the exam, like, like what were you feeling before you went for the exam?
Okay.
Like you got to sit for those 4 hours and everything.
Yes. I
That
always remember what Revni would always say to us. It's like you're facing 200 different patients. Take it as that. Not really take it like a 200 item exam. So it's like more, ease on our part. Well, to tell you honestly, the day of my exam, I was nervous, but it's kind of like, oh my gosh, how many exams I already took. I was like that. I know my routine. I prayed a lot. I just like tried to be positive. I didn't open any notes on the day on my
mm,
exam. Just my permit and stuff. I didn't even recall questions. I mean, tried to do a random questioning with my study buddy because I took the exam with my friend as well. We're just sitting down and waiting for the time. We were there very early. It's important to do that so you're like at ease. Because I have a friend who barely made it. She went on the wrong location. Because there's
oh
imagine
no. Did you take it in person or did you do it like
in
home
person.
in
In
person, right?
yeah.
Did would you say did that make a difference? Like being in person, well,
Okay.
or taking it at home, would you prefer?
That's actually a good question because I'm like trying to at first I was leaning towards more the remote. But when like I heard you have to do um a lot of things, a lot of preparation with remote, do I think they have to do two cameras and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I was like, oh, another thing to
Worry about.
consider. So
Yeah.
why not do just on site whenever it's available? Originally, there's no Toronto slot, so I was scheduled to take the exam in London, Ontario, but apparently upon checking along the way, Toronto slot open. So for the future PCE takers who are listening, try to do that. Register first and then maybe um a month or so before your exam, Toronto or some of the location that are nearest to you will open up.
Well, open up.
Big
Okay, that's
chances,
good to
yeah.
know. Yeah, that's good to know. And
Mm-hmm.
okay, so did you said you did not study much like the day of the exam or before the
Mm-hmm.
exam? You were kind of just you reached early. You were just more
Yes.
chilling there. You didn't like, yes, nervousness is normal,
Mm.
anxiety is normal.
Yes.
But studying till the last minute is not normal, right?
Oh yeah. I saw some students literally opening their books on the day of the exam. They were cramming. Maybe I saw like 4 to 5 students doing that, like opening their reviewers and stuff, and then doing like this. I'm like, no, no. I may not know everything, but I
Mhm.
know enough to pass.
There you go. There you go. That's
Yeah.
all you need. That's all you need. You know
Because
enough. Okay.
I don't know, the more you like try to know a lot of things, you're I don't know, it makes my brain more,
Mm.
scrambled and all that. So
And then the exam was done. What did you do
yes.
after that? Like, let's say you
Oh
got,
my gosh. Sleep,
there you go.
eat.
There you go.
Uh, it's actually a long wait. We were like expecting in 2 weeks it'll come out, but apparently it came out 3 weeks. Oh my
Mm.
gosh, my phone is in do not disturb mode. You wouldn't
Right.
even imagine when I try to open my results. I open my results the very last among my group of circle.
Uh,
Oh my god.
okay.
The yeah, the I think the results came out at 2 p.m. I was hiking. I
Mm.
was outside doing a hike.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's unexpected. You don't know when the results are going to
Yeah.
come out. So,
And I was expecting it to come out in the morning. I was like, okay, it's done for today, no more. And my
mhm.
mom even called me, oh, did you receive your results? I was like, no, but I didn't know on the
Wow.
email. Yeah, it's there already. And my friends called me, oh, the results are there. How are your results? And all that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm scared to open.
You're like, I'm
Really.
hiking. I don't know.
I'm really scared. I was, oh my gosh. I opened it at 6 p.m. Oh my gosh.
And there it was. You passed.
Yeah, I
So
was like this when I opened
I
my phone. I was like, oh my gosh. Only congratulations. Only congratulations like that. Oh my gosh, I didn't expect I passed.
that
Oh my.
relief, that relief that you experience, like
Yeah,
this is
because
it.
after, I don't know what to feel. It's not hard. It's not easy. It's mid, but I mean, the questions, oh my gosh, it's a trick, but you wouldn't like even know if you pass or not. That I
Mm-hmm.
would say you better prepare. I would say that's my tip because every questions are unexpected. So you
Okay.
better prepare, focus on your foundations. That will save you a lot. That I would
Okay.
say. Simulate because I was taking my mock exams exactly the same time as the exam. And I was doing it in the library, doing it on a computer because I'm like trying to simulate the
There you
exam.
go. And that helps, right? That gives you that
Yes,
practice.
with like 4 hours straight with no breaks. But
Mhm.
during the exam, like I took a break. Yeah, I took a break, but it's fine. Yeah, a lot of
And were you
people.
able to finish your exam in time? You
Yes.
didn't feel like rushed or anything?
No, I
Good.
think I had 15 minutes left to
There you
review.
go. Good. That's
Yeah.
perfect.
And what I did is I flagged the first 10 questions. I don't know where I learned that, maybe in the NPTE back then. Flag the first 10 questions because like it's maybe the first 10 questions your brain is not really yet,
Mm-hmm.
fully functioning. So I'm like, but I didn't really change my answers a lot because I relied on what my brain really remembered. I try really not to change my answers.
Okay. So that's one thing. I've heard a lot of people say that do not change your answer unless until you are like
Yes,
200% sure. Like, do not change it because what your brain thinks the first time is more better, more accurate than your brain thinking the second time. So
there you have it. Yeah.
that's what I remember someone told me to like do not change your answer unless until you're like 200 to 500% sure like
Right.
this is the correct answer. Otherwise, you're going to add to your confusion and everything.
Right.
Okay. Well, that's really good to know that, the way you prepared, you had that wake up call, you prepared for the exam. You gave us really some good tips like what to do on the exam day, kind of before the day of the exam. And then after the exam, make sure you kind of just relax. You slept, eat, go out with
Yes.
friends, just enjoy your life. Your life doesn't have to wait to be celebrated, like, until you get your results in your hand,
Yeah.
right? You just go to your routine, go what you've been doing, and then, the results will come when they come. And
Yes.
we'll decide that day, we'll figure out what's happening next and everything. If and you really did mention some good tips and everything. Well, while you were like preparing for your exam, did you what were like good methods that you used? Were you a lot more like a visual reader, more like audio based, more like books? Did you have like cheat sheets or something on the wall?
Um, I would say I'm more like a visual learner. I try to, create my own table the way I understand things.
Okay.
Um, to be honest, I don't really like reading books with just pure, sentences and all that. It's kind of boring. So I'm trying to do my own, table. And I believe I tried doing the drawing method in remembering the milestones because I tried to do my own thing in a way that I
Mm-hmm.
would remember it. Because
Mm-hmm.
it's really try to do at 2 to 4 months, things like that. Yeah, the baby should be able to do this and that. So I
Uh-huh.
try to draw it in a way that
There
I
you
would
go.
understand it.
Whatever works. So you were more of a like a visual person.
Yeah,
You
and
draw.
listening as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And which was like the subject, like which topic was like more of your like which one was your strongest topic and
Oh,
which one was your like your weakest topic, would you say? Like while
um.
you were preparing.
Well, I was preparing, to be honest. I didn't really like MSK, but apparently during the exam that was the highest. And I was really interested with cardiopulmo, but during the exam that was my lowest. That was my
Oh,
lowest, the cardiopulmo. But
okay.
I think I like more neuro, stroke, and all that, TBI.
That was
The
more of your like your strongest field and
yes,
everything. Whereas cardiopulmonary, so if that was more like your weaker subject, like weaker topic,
yes,
did you do anything extra to prepare for it? Like,
yes.
or not really?
For the cardiopulmo, I just did a lot of mock exams as well, and also I did read the book, uh, Read and Chang. It's like
Okay.
the references, one of the reference for the exam.
Okay.
Um, I tried to break down the topics one by one. For example, per condition. For example, cystic fibrosis, signs and symptoms, typical manifestations on the X-ray, like that. All of the conditions, and
Okay.
also with pulmo as well. I did that, conditions, signs and symptoms, and all that, like
There you go.
breaking it to smaller topics in a way that I could understand. Because
That
if
you
I
could
like,
remember. Yeah.
and even if, because at that time, even if I watch the videos, it's not really like resonating. I mean, the content is good, but it's really me.
So overlapping too, right? Like
Yeah,
cardiopulmonary, like the
they
content.
cover everything. The cardiopulmo part that Ravneet
Mm-hmm.
discussed, they covered everything, but it's just not resonating with me because I had a hard time, trying to remembering it because I don't really apply it on my work. I think that's a factor
Mm-hmm.
because most of my work is with MSK and
Yeah.
neuro patients. So
Neuro and MSK. So it's not
one
really.
challenge is that.
Yeah, you don't put it into practice too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And now that you have the exam cleared, what's your plan like for the future? Like you're looking, were you going to look for jobs now?
Mm-hmm.
Take the OCE? Is
Yes.
yeah,
Well,
and
I'm actively looking for a job right now. With OCE, I think I'm gonna be assigned with March because January is already full.
okay,
But um, I'm still waiting for the college to assign me a date. But
okay,
I'm already expecting it to come out as March.
okay.
So trying to look for a job that actively, offering mentorships, especially that's what a resident physiotherapist needs. A lot of mentorship, cover as much caseload, various caseload as much as we
Mm-hmm.
can, so we'll be able to clear the clinical exam
There you go.
on first try, first attempt.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah.
Now, any tip, any things that you would like the future students that are preparing for PCE to know? Like, would you like
Yeah.
share any tip with them?
Okay. Well, I would say being a foreign trained, it's really hard at first. There's gonna be a lot of adjustment. But I would say, you have to stay positive and you have to be optimistic with the process. I know it's lengthy, you need a lot of patience, really. But if you really, you have a dream,
Mm-hmm.
to work, you have the passion to work as a physiotherapist, then go for it, I would say. My tip, well, aside from studying, you should also have your productive rest day. I mean, you should take care of your well-being as well.
Of course.
Your mental health. You can't function well, you can't study well if you don't have enough rest. It's too stressful enough, trying to do work, making money, while whereas taking care of your family, um, aside from that, preparing the exams as well, it's a
Yeah.
lot of work, but trust me, it's all worth it in the end.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll know, you'll find it, like you'll find your,
Yes.
you'll find your peace, like this is what I want to do.
Yes.
And that's like something that gives you the most joy. You'll find something like
Mm.
but just as you said, trust the process, be optimistic, have some
Yeah.
patience, and you will get what you want, like you will achieve it. So yeah, that's really good tip. Like I really liked it. Like it's really inspiring, like your journey, like you've been taking exams,
Yes.
you took the NPT, you took the PC,
That's a
so
lot of exam.
you know the stress of sitting for that exam, like how what takes for the preparation and stuff,
Yes.
right? You know what like that boot camp when you attend, you're like, okay, this is my thing, I have to start studying, I need to start planning. So yes, you have been through a lot since 2019, I would say, since
Mm.
you started planning, preparing. But again, it's your dream, it's your vision,
Yeah.
it's what you wanted to do, and you achieved it. You're like so close now. You just you are a PT. You just have to start, clear that OC, and you're done. You have that,
Mm.
like you can achieve your passion. You can work for it. So, but that was really good. This is really good. This is really inspiring
Thank
for
you.
others.
I really hope, I provided information, I inspired future students.
Of course, no, of course. And
Yeah.
it's really helpful for especially friends back from your home country, back from my
Yes,
country, like it's a big step for us to come to Canada, to come to the States and
exactly.
everything. So watching you, listening to you will probably really be helpful to them. Like that will help them, you know, there's someone who's just listening, maybe will come up with a dream and vision. And you never know, you'll make a difference in someone's life. That's what the life is all about, right?
Right.
But I really appreciate you talking to us today.
Thank you so
Um,
much. Oh my God.
or is there anything that you want to share before I stop the recording? And then we can talk. I just don't want like,
I just want to share like the quote.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah. It's in a book called Desiderata. It's like um uh from the author Max Ehrman. It's
Mm-hmm.
keep interested in your own career. However, be humble. It is a real possession in the changing fortunes of time. A lot
Wow.
of things can change a person, but I would say there's always room for improvement and a learning. Being humble enough to acknowledge what you don't know. So, well, don't hesitate to ask questions from the mentors.
Of
That
course,
helped
of course.
me a lot
Yes,
because
yes.
even
Mhm.
though I am already licensed in the US, there's nothing. You have to ask because you really can't know a lot of things.
Yes. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
this was really good. That's a really good quote. Like, I liked it. I really liked it. It's really good. Like, there's one thing you can be in the world is be humble. So
Yeah.
that's really cute. Uh,
Thank you.